Welcome back. This is course 24 of the Code to Vibe Academy. In course 23, you built a review practice, checkpoints, artifact comments, trust calibration, team policy. You now know how to supervise autonomous agents effectively. You have covered all of Module 3, mission control, browser QA, rules and agent skills, spec-driven development, multi-model workflows, hands-on control, and review-driven development. Every one of those skills was about working with agents that already exist inside of Anti-Gravity 2.0. Here's the question that opens up now. What if you want to build agents yourself, right? Not configure them inside the app, but design them from the ground up, chaining them together, making them handle errors, retries, and recovery, and eventually improve themselves? Well, this is what this course is about. The Anti-Gravity Agent Development Kit and the Anti-Gravity CLI, the tools for building autonomous multi-agent systems from scratch. By the end of these 30 minutes, you'll understand how the Agent Development Kit works, how to design an agent architecture, and how to chain agents together, and how to handle the failure modes that only show up when agents run other agents. This is Module 3's capstone. Hey, let's close it out right. All right, let's start with the why. Anti-Gravity 2.0 is an agent-first application. You configure agents, hand them goals, and review their work. The infrastructure is handled for you. The agent development kit is what you use when you need to build that infrastructure yourself. When you're not configuring an agent inside of a product, when you're designing the agents themselves. You can think of it this way. Anti-Gravity 2.0 is the cockpit. The agent development kit is the workshop where you build custom instruments for the cockpit. Development Kit 2.0, Google's Agent Development Kit, is a framework for building custom autonomous multi-agent systems. It handles the scaffolding, agent lifecycles, tool calling, state management, communication between agents. It works natively with the Gemini model family. When do you need the Agent Development Kit versus Anti-Gravity 2.0? Well, Anti-Gravity 2.0 is your answer for most development projects, right? Teams working on existing apps and structured goal to verification workflows. The Agent Development Kit is your answer for building products that are multi-agent systems, automating workflows outside of a development context, systems where agents need to spawn and manage other agents dynamically. The line between them is this: Anti-Gravity 2.0, you're the orchestrator. Agent Development Kit, well, you're building the orchestrator. Before we go deeper on the Agent Development Kit, let's meet the command line companion, the Antigravity CLI. Quick context. If you used the Gemini CLI before, it's been replaced. The consumer Gemini CLI access ended in June of 2026. The Anti-Gravity CLI is its successor. The Anti-Gravity CLI, the command is AGY, is the terminal companion to Anti-Gravity 2.0. It shares the same agent harness, sub-agents or terminal sandbox, slash commands like model and tasks, the same surfaces you know from the app right there in a terminal. Why does this matter for agent builders? Well, you can prototype agent behaviors fast, run a prompt, see the output, adjust, then run again, all in the terminal where your scripts and your configs already live. The Anti-Gravity CLI is Anti-Gravity 2.0 with Claude Code. The Anti-Gravity CLI is to Anti-Gravity 2.0 what Claude Code is to Claude, right? A terminal native agentic interface built for developers who think in code and commands. Here's where it fits within your workflow. Prototyping. Test the prompt behavior before embedding it into a full agent. And scripting. Change AGY calls into shell scripts and lightweight automation. And then debugging, right? Run a step in isolation to understand what the model is going to do before you put it into a multi-agent chain. Here's a quick contrast for context. The Anti-Gravity CLI is the terminal access to the anti-gravity harness, great for scripting and prototyping with the Agent Development Kit. Claude Code, terminal-based agentic coding, Claude's full agentic environment. Both are terminal tools, different models, different strengths. In the agent development kit, you decide which model each agent runs on. All right, now to the core skill, designing a multi-agent architecture. An architecture is the blueprint. Which agents exist, what each one does, who talks to whom, and who's in charge. There are two foundational patterns, right? Orchestrator plus workers. One orchestrator agent holds the goal and the plan. It delegates tasks to the worker agents. Worker agents are specialized. One writes code, one runs tests, one does web research, one handles files, for example. The orchestrator monitors results and coordinates the sequence among the agents. This is the most common pattern. It mirrors how Anti-Gravity 2.0 works internally. A main agent spawning sub-agents. We've seen that in our previous courses. You're now building the equivalent yourself. And then there's pipeline, right? Agents run in sequence, each one receiving the output of the last one. Agent 1 parses input. Agent 2 researches. Agent 3 drafts. Agent 4 reviews and refines. There's no central orchestrator. Each agent passes the baton to the next agent. This is useful for content generation pipelines, for example. This is actually how ChatGPT creates images when you give it a prompt, right? It goes through a series of different agents that refines the image until it's close to what you asked for. Content generation pipelines, data processing workflows, any task that has clear sequential stages. All right, here's some design decisions you want to make up front. What is each agent's single responsibility? What information does each agent need and where does it come from? What does each agent produce for the next step to use? Where are the failure points and who handles them? The single responsibility principle matters here, just like it does in code, right? Agents that do too much are hard to debug. Agents that do one thing well are easy to test and easy to replace. Designing the architecture is step one. Chaining the agents is step two. Chaining means wiring agents together so that the output of one becomes the input of the next automatically. There are three things a chain needs to work. Number one, a shared state or context. Agents need to share information, right? The agent development kit provides mechanisms for this. A shared context object, messages that pass between agents, or a database that they both read and write to. Number two is clear handoff contracts. What exactly does agent one produce for agent two to consume? Define this explicitly in your architecture. For example, agent one produces a JSON object with these three fields. Not agent one produces something. We don't want to be vague here, right? You're passing this information off to the next agent that has to consume it. And then number three, trigger conditions. When does agent two start? Is it when agent one finishes? Is it when agent one signals success? Is it on a schedule independent of agent one? The trigger determines the coordination pattern. Here's a practical example, right? A spec-to-deploy pipeline. Okay, agent one is the planner on the pro model. It reads a spec, produces an implementation plan as a structured output. Then agent two is the builder on the flash model. It receives the plan, implements each step, and produces a summary of what was built. And then agent three is the tester on the flash model. It receives the build summary, runs the test suite, and flags failures. Then agent four is the reviewer on the pro model. It receives the test results and the original spec produces a pass-fail verdict with notes. Five is agent five running on the deployer running on the flash model. It only runs if agent 4 passes, and then it deploys to the target environment. This is an example of a 5-agent pipeline. Each agent has one job. Each handoff is explicit. The whole chain runs without a human until agent 4's verdict requires one. All right, here's where most people underinvest. A single agent task fails. You see it, you fix it, you rerun it. A 5-agent chain fails at step 3. Which agent failed? Did the agent 2 produce something malformed that agent 3 could not parse, or did agent 3 hit a real problem? Now that we know that happens, do you rerun the whole chain or just from agent 3? These questions must be answered before they need to be answered in production. How do we handle failures? Okay, every agent should produce a status, success, failure, or partial with notes. The orchestrator or pipeline checks this status before continuing. On failure, retry, escalate, or halt. You define the policy in advance. Retries have limits. Retry 3 times before halting. Without a limit, a failing agent burns tokens in an infinite loop. Escalation is the human in the loop moment, right? When an agent cannot recover, it should surface the failure clearly, not fail silently, not produce a plausible sounding wrong answer. Flag it, describe what went wrong, and wait for the human decision. All right, let's talk debugging. Look at the handoff boundaries. What went in to each agent? What came out? Not every token, the boundaries, right? Reproduce the failure in isolation. Take the input from the failing agent and then run that agent alone. Is it a model issue, a context issue, or bad input from the upstream agent? Use the Antigravity CLI for this. Pull the extract input, run it with your AGY command, and observe the output. It's faster than running the whole chain and all of the agents, right? The pattern is the same as debugging code. Isolate, reproduce, fix, and then verify. The direction everything in this module points toward: systems that do not just run tasks, but systems that learn from what they did and do better the next time. Self-improvement in agent systems is not magic. It's a specific feedback loop. Here's the simple version. An agent runs a task, a reviewer agent evaluates the output against a set of criteria. The reviewer writes notes: the output was good, but verbose. The user prefers concise answers. The notes are fed back into the agent's context for the next run. This is what Anti-Gravity 2.0's agent skills do at the project level. Encode what works, feed it forward. The agent development kit lets you build this feedback loop programmatically for custom systems. Okay, here's a slightly more advanced version. After n number of runs, a summary agent reads all the reviewer notes, produces a detailed set of rules. This agent consistently misses edge cases in the input validation step. Those rules update the agent's system prompt or context for future runs. This is not the same as training a model. You're not changing weights, you're changing context and instructions. It is fast, reversible, and under your control. Where to be careful? Self-improvement needs guardrails. A reviewer that's too lenient will encode bad patterns. Review the distilled rules before they go back into the system. This is one more place where the review-driven mindset from course 23 applies directly. I'm going to talk through a 2-agent chain that you can build on your system. The directions for building this 2-agent system will be on the Google Drive for course 24. We're not going to actually build it in this course. I'm going to talk you through it, and then the explicit instructions, because they're specific to your environment, are going to be on the Google Drive. Agent 1 is the researcher. It receives a topic or a question. It uses the Anti-Gravity CLI or the ADK to call the model with research-focused prompt, and it produces a structured summary with key points. Agent number 2 is the writer. It receives the structured summary from agent 1, calls the model with a writing focused prompt, and then produces a clean, human readable output. The handoff contract. Agent 1 produces JSON with a summary field, and a key points array. Agent 2 receives the JSON, and its prompt says, use the summary and key points below with a clear explanation of the topic for a developer audience. Here's how we handle errors. If agent 1 does not produce valid JSON, agent 2 catches the parse error and surfaces it rather than proceeding. All right, this is a simple enough build to do in an afternoon, and it's the template for every chain you'll build after it. Add more agents, more tools, more complexity. The pattern stays the same. All right, your exercise is to sketch your first agent architecture. You do not need to build the whole thing today or in one sitting. Start by designing it, right? Pick any workflow you do repeatedly, a research task, code review step, content generation flow, for example, or data processing pipeline. Write one sentence per agent describing its role, its input, and its output. This is your architecture brief. Share your architecture sketch or your brief with the Code Divide community on our website. Tell us what workflow you designed it for. Get feedback from the community on the failure modes you might have missed. All right, let's lock in what we talked about today for this course. You now understand the Agent Development Kit, Google's framework for building autonomous multi-agent systems from scratch. Agent Development Kit 2.0. You know the Antigravity CLI, right? It's the successor to the depreciated Gemini CLI. Terminal native, same agent harness as Anti-Gravity 2.0, ideal for prototyping, scripting, and debugging. You now have the introduction to designing an agent architecture, orchestrator plus workers, or a sequential pipeline. Single responsibility, explicit handoffs, clear trigger conditions. You also know how to chain agents, shared context, handoff contracts, and trigger conditions. You can handle failures and debug chains, status signals, retry limits, escalation, and isolation. And you understand self-improving systems, which include feedback loops, distilled rules, reviewer agents with human review before changes go back in. That closes out Module 3, everything from mission control to building your own agents. Here's what's coming in Module 4. We shift from the deep dive into Anti-Gravity 2.0 to real-world application by language and domain. Module 4 opens with the developers who have the most to gain from vibe coding, the ones who already know how to write great code and are ready to work at a higher level. Course 25 is for Python developers, translating Python mental models into prompts, Django, Flash, Pandas, NumPy, how to describe them to an agent the way you already think about them. This is where the skills you've built meet the code bases you already know. See you in course 25.